Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect. In the previous episode, the prison wasn't entirely in the same state as it is now because of our extreme testing initiative, although we did find out that even if we cause all of the prisoners to riot, they don't get much further than the reception, and indeed if we arm them all, they don't even get past the gate if we call in some riot guards, so that is a good thing. Although, speaking of riots, there's Mark Richardson here who's kicking off for some various reason. That is because they're tough, but let's just see how tough they are. Not very tough when they're wet and then get tased. Either way, from the last episode until now, I have went around and sort of cleaned the prison up. So put flooring in places that need to be placed, especially in the shower. I'm currently in the process of fixing these toilets because they don't have water. I've put the shower head in there. I've put some extra bookshelf in one of these corners. Basically, just went around and tried to tidy it all up because obviously what went through the comments there. So that's all good. And I've also taken the liberty of buying the land to the left-hand side because this episode is going to be all about planning off and maybe even starting to build the extra side on the left, which will be Death Row and Supermax. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is change this over to a, I think we might go for low risk or normal risk, and then we'll move these guys over to another section, which will be for legendary prisoners and Supermax, and also for high risk. So that's probably what we'll do, but let's just see how we get on with it. So as you can see, I've planned a wall all the way around, and I'm going to plan a double wall again going along. However, at the bottom, what we'll do is we're going to continue on with this, and this is going to be one big building. So this thing here will just be one big building, and that means I can utilize some of this extra space, because what I want to do is have an extra canteen around here, and also things like an extra common room and such, because I don't really want these prisoners having to go through onto this side all the time. So obviously they'll have to go there to use visitation, they'll have to go there if they've got workshop, but I don't want them to have to go to this canteen. I don't want them to have to use these showers and this common room. So we're going to have our common room and other things around here as well as the kitchen. So all of this will be demolished and then just be opened up. So let's just go 2 pathways, and we'll run a pathway all the way along here, and probably all the way around. Actually, no, not all the way around, because I don't know where that's going to go. So let's just assume it's going to go that way. Now, this area here we could have as a kitchen, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. If we just assume that that's going to be a wall there, and this is going to be a bit of a weird shaped kitchen, but we can manage that. We can even block that off there, and it means that the entrance to the kitchen is here, and we'll put an automatic door opener on this section and not allow anyone else around there. We could do that. We could also leave there. I'm not really too sure yet, but we'll just see how we go on with that. Then we'll have a canteen, so it won't be a very large canteen. It's just going to be enough to get probably about maybe 40 prisoners in it. So let's just roughly plan that off. So assuming this is the kitchen, we can have a couple of, we need serving tables, which I believe are 5 long. Serving tables, I believe, are 5 long. Hang on, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so actually what we'll do something a bit different here. We'll have them, so it'll, one set there, well, one there, one there. So you'll have 4 in total, because you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be okay, and then they can walk around and get the food that they want. We can also put some more in if we really need to do that, and then we'll just roughly plan off 3x3s. We're not going to work that way, so we'll do 4x4s, which will leave a gap of 2 in the middle, which is going to probably work out. So it'll be that, and then we'll sort of clamp them all together like so, and then we'll just work along. And then we'll have to work out where the entrance is going to be. We could just have it at one side. Not a big fan of that. Would ideally want to have it so they can enter both sides. Like pick up this one, then go out that way. Assume we would do that, though. We'd have to have an entrance here and then have to shift it down. Okay, we'll just have an entrance at one side, probably. All of this is obviously subject to change. This is just planning at this stage. If we need to change something, we will. Let's assume the entrance is going to be down the bottom here. So we'll have, say, entrance there. Come around, get your food, back out and in. Bit of a problem with it only being one entrance. We could always just do that, open that up as well, but that's the rough idea. Then this area, we're going to have a couple of rooms. This one, fairly big common room. This one, we might end up changing to a mail room, because the mail room is probably going to be where we'll have an open area for down the bottom. But again, that's really a future thing. And why is this out of water all the time? There's a lot of problem with water because of the way it's flowing. Can you see it's flowing left and right? And because there's because of the way the flow is, yeah, we've got some issues there. This is always going to be tripping. It's coming on and off, on and off. We'll have to see about that one. Just checking that Mark Richardson there. Looks like he's going through pharmacological treatment of drug addiction. About a quarter chance of success. Not great, but at least we're trying there. So we got a rough common room there. We got a rough something else. Might even just make it a massive common room. Haven't yet decided, but we know that down here got a big room for our things that we need, whatever that will be. It's just generic space that will be utilized. So I was going to expand the forestry, but I'm probably gonna pass on that one because I want to have an area around here and here, which is going to be just cells and things like that. So let's go for a open air cell block. So what I want to do is have a pathway that goes up and around, but it's going to be 4 like this. Is that about right? It is about right. Okay. So this corner here and this corner here, we're going to have sniper towers. We're not going to mess around with the type of prisoners we're having. This is Supermax, Legendary, High Risk, all this thing here around here. So there's the sniper towers covering the edges there. We'll have walls going around. Then what we're going to do is have our cells going off to that side and this side. So it's going to be a 3x2, although I might make it something like that. Make it a little bit larger. There's not going to be much in it, if anything, but at least doing it this way, utilize some of that space a bit better, I think. So there's that. So it's 4x2 where it's normally a 3x2 is your minimum size. So we've got that. That's fine. So we'll just check the size of that. Again, just preliminary measurements. 28 by 11. So 28 by 11. There we are. Then what I'll do is I'll have pathways going down. Again, size 4. I'll be alright. We'll do on this side as well. And the reason for the size 4 is because we have sniper towers either end. And yes, this is going to get very expensive very quick. I am aware of this. It is noted. However, since all these are going to be high risk, they should pay for themselves in the long run. Okay, so back again. We're going to go with 28 by 11. There we are. Cancel that off. Cancel that off. 28 by 11. There you are. And then there's a fairly big open area here, which is that 10? It's 11. Okay, that's a problem. Because normally I would just say, let's go straight down with a big path, but that's not going to work out, is it? Okay. We could increase the size of these cells by a little bit and have higher graded cells. 2 more, sorry, 2 more either side. So we'd have that. Could do that. Don't know if it's a good idea. Sniper tower's still not going to be in the middle. Not that we really care too much about that. We'll put it where we can. Like that. The only other option is that we shrink that back down. Like so. There we are. And then put the sniper towers there. And there. So they're still covering the same places as the other one, but if we assume it's going to be paved, we put our showers in the centre there. There's still an OD there. Oh, it looks like he is actually getting escorted. I'm going to do a shakedown. Haven't done one in at least 3 or 4 days in here, so that's always an issue. So we'll go back over the walls here. So what could we do for the shower? Shower could be... Honestly, right? I'm content with just doing that. Right? And then you just have showers all the way down there and down there. And it goes in the centre. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna deal with that. I'm also gonna finally deal with fixing that with the right thing. There we are. So lots of things search for. Let's just go back to here. It's important when you're designing an area not to not to forget that you actually have a full other prison over the other side with over 100 prisoners, many of which are very, very high risk. If we go to informants, we can see we've got legendary prisoner, but this guy here, not legendary. This is Duncan Buckwell, prison number 5227054. And they are strong, tough, stoical, and fearless, so very, very close to legendary status. They don't have the extreme traits of it. This guy's extremely volatile and tough, although, to be fair, if we look at their behaviour or their experience, you can see, yeah, oh, fair enough. Recent misconduct, destruction, attack, staff, attack, prisoner, yeah, the lot. Behavioural therapy, they are undergoing that treatment. However, they have a 0% chance of success, and just as we're talking about the guy with extremely volatile, he decides it would be... Actually, no, that's not the right guy, is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, he decides that it would be a dandy idea to start attacking 4 guards. Well, just attacking things in general, and look how that worked out for him. It's still sleep time, and the reason that is... We can just see here, it's because we have, there's very high needs. We can see that we have a very large amount of sleep time, an extra couple of hours in fact, because we moved everything around, because of this give prisoners more sleep, otherwise they'd kick off. Not that they are opposed to kicking off anywhere, at least some of them are. I need to remove that tunnel, which I should have done a while ago. I must have forgotten about that one. In fact, when in doubt, just remove tunnel across the entire prison. There we go. So, almost searched every place out, but I'm going to turn that off because we know at that point where prisoners moving around, it's just going to keep that going up and up and up and up, and it'll just fluctuate where it'll never actually finish. There we are. So, danger level is still flying up for some reason. There's also a critical need for 6 prisoners when it comes to hygiene. Exercise is slowly going down as well. Recreation is being fulfilled. We've got all this other stuff here. And then there should be food. Obviously the kitchen as well, I have expanded. I have added basically double the amount of cookers and even more fridges. And that was an issue because of the load balancing. If you look here, look at the margins. That's that's running a pretty much max capacity for both of those. In fact, I had a couple of shutdowns. I had to move these along and split the grid, so now that's being powered by 2 things. That's one thing that I've just been reminded of actually. We're going to have an area for power generation over here. So this entire area will be powered by probably two power blocks, if you could call them. Yeah, power blocks, whatever you would like to call them. And the reason for that is we have to have enough to power the prison, and we have to have enough to power the death row area as well. So not only do we have to power this and all of the metal detectors and everything else, then we have to power that. The problem with this, by the way, is that there's no metal detectors, you might have noticed. That could be a problem. I'm also feeling that with this, the extra section here, and that, we're going to have a bit of an issue with we're going to have a bit of an issue with the canteen. I think that's going to have to be increased in size somewhat. Actually, what we could probably do is shift this along, put these power generation bits here. That's probably better. Yeah, that's probably better. So if we put them... Go to objects. Oh. 5 and 5. There we are. Snitch. Nightingale. Didn't see him. Didn't check it either. That's always the... It's generally what happens. Where are they going? Where are they off to? Ah, parole. I was going to say, why is the person that should be in one cell always out and about? There we go. Okay. That's the problem with having intake all the time. We've also got danger level flying up, and it's exercise again. I don't know why. I mean, there's enough exercise in here. Haven't seen them use this common room, which is a problem as well. Anyway, back to planning, because that will be dealt with. So, this is an area for high-risk prisoners. We then need an area for supermax, and it's going to be a similar sort of deal. However, got more fighting here again. It's, I bet it's Lee, isn't it? Yes, it's Adam Lee. Fine. So, we're going to have a similar sort of thing over here. And this is going to be for our supermax prisoners, which, 2 schools of thought. You either, well, 3 schools. You either treat them no differently to any other prisoner, and you just get on with it. You give them more things, so hopefully that'll calm them down, or you give them less and always punish them. I'm of the opinion that we shouldn't really treat them any different here. Even though there will be some... Actually, there won't be any grading at all, will there, just because of how it works? Yeah, I think we just do that then. This will be our supermax area. There we go. Whether or not I put sniper towers like this will be to be determined. Because I think I have overdone it somewhat on the sniper towers. We could always expand this down to have more supermax, you see. Haven't yet decided. It's all going to really depend on death row, which it will be going around here. So let's do that about now. That's the wrong tool. Walls, and then death row, which is going to be fairly big. To be fair then, why don't we just expand this further down, get more prisoners of this type. It's going to be a lot of prisoners though. And quite frankly, if we have that amount of prisoners, we're never going to... Almost never going to get them over here because it's going to have to go around. That's a problem. I think we need death row more... we need the kitchen and canteen more centralised. I really do. Okay, new plan. Let's get rid of that kitchen. And get rid of that. And we'll have... Don't really need that big an entrance, but we'll do something like that. We'll have this area as death row. Like that. So we could have well, this I think this is going to be storage. This will be storage here, and our power. We'll connect these up as well. And this will be where you can get in and walk around. Actually, we'll be deleting this wall, so that'll be changed anyway. So we have to bear that in mind. Because I'll be putting door there, and then... Oh no, you will be going around. Oh, that wall's staying, but it's just going to get turned into a fence so we can see through it. It just stops people running out and such. Okay, that's fine. So we'll have death row here. I haven't planned it out, but it'll pretty much just be... So that's our death row area. Then all of our death row cells will go along here. Like that. And then the same on the bottom. And then patrols around. We'll have death row appeals. We'll have security guards. But this size is probably enough. What size is it? 24. That's more than enough for our needs. Right, okay. So we'll go back to pathways then. So we'll run this along. Like so. We'll assume we're going with that. So we'll have another large area. That's 20. So, kitchen, canteen, common roomy type thing, or whatever we need it to be. Probably a little bit oversized, that actually. Let's cut it down to 16, maybe. Let's go for an internal 16. Just chop 2 off it. There we are. Just double measure that. Yep. Alright, again, rough idea there. Can always be changed. More pathways. 4. And then I want to probably expand this. I want another walkway as well. Walkway. Yard, rather. Yard. Probably gonna... How many cells have we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Let's shimmy it one down a bit, like that. We'll have to redo this, but no, it's not too much of a problem. So bring it to 20, I believe. Just get rid of those and that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 80 high-risk prisoners. Okay, that's more than I expected. Right, well, we can handle that. We can handle that, I believe. I mean, we have to. That's just how it is. We're setting ourselves up for failure somewhat, but we'll do our best. Which may not be good enough, but we'll see. So there's the walkways there. Oh, this can be path. Path. There we are. Objects. Guard towers. Like that. Again, probably overdoing it, but the amount of prisoners we're going to have, fairly large. Alright, and that's going to be legendary. It's actually nowhere near the right size. Legendary there. And to be honest, there's no real reason of separating them off here because we're not giving them any separate regimes. We're not splitting them up so they can't go in this area. It's all open. The reason for it is quite simply because doing it this way, we know that this is high, this is legendary, this is death row. We've just got that plan in our heads there. So again, 4 along to the end. I'll use pathway this time. There we go. Pathways down here. Might have pathways in the center to here. Do want to do that? Not really. This is just going to be a big yard area. They walk across the yard quite happily, I believe, anywhere. Although it might be best to have a walkway. I keep using the wrong thing. There you go. Yeah, why not? Yep. And then I might have sniper towers there and there. Definitely have them on the corners. Doing it like this though means that the whole thing's secure. There we are. Right. I think we're sorted. Probably not going to have them there. There or there. Don't really need that. What I'll probably do as well, I'll have a walkway around the back. Connect up to that. And then that'll all be staff only. We can have dog patrols. We can smell out anything that might be wandering about. We'll have entranceways at these different like these bits here. Something like that. Something like that. But that is our plan. Tentative plan. Very tentative plan, but that is what we might be going for. So, we will leave it there. Next episode, we'll start construction. Won't be a great deal. It'll just be getting the wall in, clearing all the trees, probably building this bit first so we get power in and get all the utilities in, then go for the kitchen and canteen. I think that's the way forward, but we will see how it goes. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.